Right, what I'm going to do today is fit a custom seat cover to a Suzuki. This one is a K4, K5 seat. It's basically the same fitment for K1 all the way up to K9, even though the seat's different and the shape is different, the covers are different. It is basically the same fitment for all of those. Okay. This cover here hasn't got the GSXR logo on. Most of the covers that I supply do have the GSXR logo on. This one hasn't got it. This is just really for a fitment purpose. The GSXR logo will be on the narrow section if you have got one, and the logo goes to the back of the bike seat. What you need to do first, there's basically the tools that you need. Not virtually, we don't need that one. Pair of pliers, that's just for taking out any staples that you need to take out after you've fitted. If you're not happy with what you've stapled on, take it out. There's no, there's a lot of people will need to take staples out and reposition it as they go along. Okay, so a pair of pliers for that. Screwdriver for just taking that out. Pair of scissors for cutting that off any excess, or a Stanley knife. Staple gun, basic staple gun. I reckon about 8mm staples. Again, it depends on the pressure of the gun and what it fires out. I will actually be using an air gun purely simply by the fact that I do this all the time, and using a staple gun continuously I'll end up with arthritis in the hand, which I'm trying desperately to avoid. So I will be using an air staple gun, but for just the one fitment purposes, hand staple gun will be fine. I've got a feeling that one came from B&Q, just a cheap gun. I think it was £5, less than £6 anyway. Box of staples I think came with it. You do need a felt tip pen. Okay, first thing you need to do, I tend to leave the covers on. You can take off if you want, but I tend to leave the covers on. That is a one-piece cover, and it's probably waterproof. These have got seams in. Any seam is a potential water leak, always will be. By leaving that on, you alleviate the problem of any water going through. It won't seep into the foam. Okay. First thing you need to do is find the centre of the seat, because you need to keep your cover on central when you do it. You can measure it, or you can do it by eye. I tend to do it by eye, but again, I've done quite a few. Just look at the centre. There's 2 marks in between, so centralise that. Again, you can see those 2 holes, so you know that's central through the whole seat. So put a felt tip pen mark on there. I do tend to transfer it just across the back a bit in case I lose it. Again, at the front, you actually can see there's actually a piece in the original fabric, a little nick, which was the centre of the cover. You can use that to a degree, but again, whoever fitted the cover in the first place, it may not be quite correct, and personally I don't think that is quite correct. So if you want, you just put yourself a mark on there that that's central. You can see them, the mouldings and the ribs in the plastic, it's going to be central. And again, follow that through, the felt tip pen mark, just take that around there. You now know that that is the centre of your seat. Okay, right. Again, depending on what time of year you do this, it's better if the fabric is more pliable, and to get it pliable it needs to be warm. Okay, again, today is not too bad a day, it's relatively warm, but ideally if you want it, it's sort of a bit colder in the winter, or depending when you do it, hang it on the radiator for sort of half an hour before you do it, or relatively close to a fire, but be careful you don't set it on fire. Okay, and the fabric will become softer and easier to work with. Again, I'm going to use a hairdryer on this. Also, it's another tip, it will soften the fabric up immensely. You'll be unbelievable. You'll realise how much the fabric will go softer by putting some heat on it. First thing you need to do is, on the cover, you will see a centre line. Okay, you know that is the centre of the cover, and you know that's the centre of the seat. If you then, again, the narrow part, and you'll probably find you have a GSXR badge that goes on the rear of the seat, that's the rear of the seat. Turn that over. If you look at the fabric that's already there from the original cover, as a good indication, the cover tends to be roughly the same as what the original cover is. So there you see it. So there's where the original cover is. So I'll put a couple of staples in there just to locate that. Again, you will be taking some staples out, and even I will probably be taking some staples out to reposition if necessary. Just put a couple in there. Okay. Compressor kicks in, drowns out everything. Wait for that to stop. Right, what I'm going to do now is the same at the front. Again, there's the centre, the felt tip pen mark we put. There's the centre of the cover. Again, pull that over. There's a little bit more than the original fabric there, but that's fine. Again, there's a nick in the fabric, so you can still see that that is central. You need to pull that across there. Give it a good pull to the front, quite tight. And you can see where the original staples are and the original cover. Just roughly put them in there. Don't push too hard at this moment in time in case the staples go right through the fabric, so I don't put a lot of pressure on. Again, 2 or 3 in there just to hold it. Okay. Right, go to the corner, just pull that out. Go to the corner, just pull that out. Okay. Again, what you need to do is the surface you're working on as well, make sure there's nothing on there that's going to snag the seat cover. No staples on there. If you're using a wife's dining table, make sure you put something on it, else your life won't be worth living, especially if you scratch it. Cheap seat cover will end up an expensive item. So yeah, cover the table up or whatever, or make sure there's nothing on there whatsoever to scag. Right, I tend to now go to the front corner. Again, just pull it quite tightly. You can see that's now pulling out the creases. Okay. Again, get the gun. Your gun ready. If there's any excess fabric like the original there, you can, if you want, just cut that out. That gives you a little bit more or less thickness for the staples not to fire through. Again, I think 8mm staples will be fine. If you've got longer staples and you think they'll be alright, just stick a couple through with the gun and make sure that the way you've done it, just to try it, the staple doesn't come right through. Otherwise it will be coming through the fabric. So I think even 10mm will probably be right on a bike seat, to be fair. Right, just pull that tight. Just 2 staples in. Again, these are really, at the moment in time, you're just locating it, because you do have to work these a little bit. Okay. Again, in there. Just a couple. Then we go to the back corner. When you do this, especially on the K4 5000, it's a little bit of an overhang, whereas the other models are not quite so bad. Just make sure as you do that, that you actually push that foam down. You should pull that over. Again, pull that over. Staple in there, okay? What I'm going to do now is use the hairdryer. You'll see how stiff that is now. You'll be amazed how soft and pliable this becomes. Again, if you're doing this on a warm day, then you'll probably get away with it, but see, it's going quite soft and limp now.